Presiden apa dia? Temporary President dan Dato' Sri Mukris.
So will you be considered the chairman of the party?
Me? Is there any chairman?
What is the structure of the party? Chairman, president?
Yeah, there will be a chairman.
So who is doing the
Tun
chairman?
will be the chairman.
Why have you decided not to work with any coalition, not even Pakatan Harapan?
Not even Pakatan Harapan, because we find some obstruction placed in the way. We wanted to work with Pakatan Harapan, but we have some problem with the different parties in Pakatan Harapan. I don't want to mention it, but I think you all know.
When will you be registering the party?
As soon as possible.
How soon is that?
Soon, immediately. Because we are going to contest in the slim election as bebas, and if we have the party registered as member of the party, but because it is only one constituency, so we can have one symbol. But if we are bebas and we contest 10 constituencies, each constituency will have different symbol. That makes it very difficult for us. So we have to register a party so as to be able to use same symbol, same flag.
So, do you think you'll be able to attract some MPs or members from Bersatu to grow your party?
We don't know about that yet, but what we do know is that most of the grassroots members of Bersatu are with us. They call themselves now Party Blackout. But now there will not be Party Blackout anymore. There will be a party which belongs to this party that we are setting up.
What if ROS does not accept your party registration? What will be your plan?
Well, this has happened to us before. As you know, before the last election, suddenly our party, which was already registered, was deregistered, so that we couldn't contest. And also the Pakatan Harapan also was not registered. This kind of things done by the government is immoral. It's not against the law, it is immoral. But we expect to have problems with the registration. We hope that the government is brave enough to register, because they are so frightened of us that the only way they can fight us is to try and buy every one of us.
So, is it possible for you to form a third force together with Barisan? Right?
We don't want to identify ourselves with anybody because there are some objections on their part.
You consider, not many months ago, you said that there are too many Malay parties. So now you seem to be going back and saying now we form another party.
Yeah.
Do you consider backtracking from what you have said the other day?
I know I don't like to have too many parties, whether Malay or non-Malay. It divides up the electorate, and you cannot achieve a majority with too many parties contesting. But here we find that the Malay parties, which before performed very well, like UMNO before, he performed well when he was led by some very good leader before, and always won 2/3 majority. But now under this new leadership, we find that they are more interested in using their authority to take money for themselves, and they no longer adhere to the purpose for which UMNO was formed. With regard to PAS, of course, PAS says they are for Islam and all that, but what they do is not Islamic.
You mentioned you don't want to align yourself to any party, tak nak dekat kepada mana-mana coalition. And you mentioned you have problems with some of these parties. So what do you imagine your new party to be? Is it like a third force? Is it like forever in the opposition if you don't have enough seats on your side? How do you foresee the future of the party? What do you want to build here?
When we contest, we may have some agreement with parties, we may not, but after the election we may join one group or the other. We are free, we are bebas, so we can make any decision to join whichever party that we think would carry out the purpose for which we were formed.
Okay. Yeah.
So what about non-Malays? If they want to join the party, are you open to making them non-associate members, or just like the Satu?
We will look after their interests, but it's not necessary for them to become member. We have not decided whether we can have associate members or not. These are still there, but although this is a Malay party, we are very conscious that this is a multiracial country, and we have to look into the problems faced by other races as well. We will be very fair to all the other races, but we feel that there are some problems with the Malays which needs the attention of a Malay party.
So, you turned 95 last month, and some people might question your ability to, lead the party, face polls, and so on. So, what do you have to say to that?
Well, I turned 95, right? 95, yes, I can still answer your question.
So, you're able.
Well, I think it would be very selfish on my part to think about my own person to the detriment of the country. To me, life is for me to work for the country, not for me. So I'm not thinking about resting. If I can, I would like to rest, but people bother me, they come and see me, and the press also sometimes want to see. So I always see people.
Good. You mentioned that your new party will contest in Slim. What about Sabah? Or what about if there's a snack poll tomorrow? Will your party also contest?
At this moment, we have not decided on Sabah, but we think that we still have good relations with Warisan, and therefore we are inclined to leave Sabah to Warisan.
So, just want to ask, how do you hope to take back power by standing alone and not allying yourself with any other coalition or party at this time?
Well, when I formed Bersatu, the same question was asked, because Najib was so very powerful. But I think the people in power today are also facing problem. This is one government which has a huge opposition facing it. With previous government, the government has a strong majority, but this government has a 2% majority. If somebody gets sick, the government may fall.
So
Okay.
with this formation of this party, are you breaking away from Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim?
We're not breaking away with anybody. We are just free from everybody. Thank you.
Okay.